If you're thinking about getting into everyday carry, after scrolling YouTube, you might come to the conclusion that you need to spend $50, $100, or more dollars on your first knife. But I think that's one of the biggest mistakes a beginner can make. The Ozark Trail D2 knife costs around $10, and after over 2 years of carrying it, I think it might be one of the best places to start if you're building your first EDC kit. The problem in getting started with EDC is that there are thousands of options and even more opinions on those options. Which knife? What flashlight? Do I need a multi-tool? How much do I need to spend? Before you know it, you've spent hundreds of dollars on gear you may not even use. Or you look all over YouTube and see what everyone suggests to carry, like I did. But once you look at the actual item, you find out some people are spending $200, $300, $400 on one knife. Don't get me wrong, if your budget can support that, then that's awesome for you. But for me, a father of 3, I don't have that kind of budget. I have to make sure my family has what they need first. That is why I look at the best budget items. And in my opinion, for someone with a tight budget or is just getting started, I think your first EDC should be simple. Could be on the cheaper end as well. Start and then fine tune from there. A knife is one of those tools that can immediately earn its place in your pocket. Opening packages, cutting cord, breaking down cardboard, cutting tape, doing those simple jobs that come up every day. And if you don't have it, you're looking for one. You don't need 10 tools to get started. You just need something you're going to use and carry. So, why this knife? You're looking at a knife that is inexpensive enough that a beginner doesn't have to worry about breaking the bank and end up babying it more than anything. Second, D2 steel. D2 steel isn't some premium super steel by no means, but for a budget knife, it's a pretty useful choice because it can offer good edge retention. Easy to learn a new skill, sharpening. Like using this workshop field-guided sharpener to put an edge back on. Be sure to keep an eye out on my review of this budget-friendly beginner sharpener to add to your collection. If you're already into EDC, what was the first knife you carried? And if you're getting started, what would you want in your first EDC kit? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more real-world reviews of budget gear, subscribe to SquatchFoot. Here's the part that matters more to me than specs. I've actually used this knife for 2 years and still going. It has been in my pocket, it's opened packages, cut cardboard, cut rope, has been around the garage and property, and it doesn't look brand new anymore. When you're starting EDC, you're still figuring out what you actually like. Maybe you prefer a smaller knife. Maybe you want something heavier. Maybe you want to spend more money on premium steel. That's all okay. It's your kit specific to you and your preferences. You don't have to figure all of it out all in one day. I'm not going to pretend this is a perfect knife. It's not. The finish scratches, the pocket clip isn't the best I've ever used. D2 steel isn't completely stainless, so you still need to learn how to take care of the blade. Compared with a more expensive knife, you're going to notice differences like fit, finish, refinement. But here's the important question. Do those things matter when you're spending $10 or less? If I were starting an EDC kit from scratch today, I wouldn't buy everything at once. I'd start with a knife. Then I'd use it. Figure out what problems I'm actually running into, then add the next tool that solves one of those problems. I wish someone had told me when I first got into EDC that I would see guys with some awesome kits, but when I would shop around and find those specific items I was interested in, they could be pushing $1,000 for their entire EDC kit, which was way out of my budget. More gear doesn't mean better EDC. If you have 20 things in your pocket and only find yourself using 2 of them, you've probably built a collection, not an everyday carry. Start small, carry it, learn what you actually need and use. So who would I recommend this knife to? If you're brand new to EDC, absolutely. If you're rough on your gear, this makes a lot of sense. But if you're already deep into EDC and know exactly what you want, you may eventually outgrow it. After 2 years of using this knife, I still think it's a great starting point. Not because it's the greatest knife ever made, it's not. It's because it gives a beginner something important, a cheap way to find out EDC is actually for you. And just remember, you can always upgrade later.